Hello everyone, this is Jane Vellante from Jane Vellante Art. So I'm obsessed with Encaustic. I love it so much and I love to play around. This is just a piece of plywood and here I have applied 4 different layers of the clear encaustic medium, and in between each layer I've fused. So here I'm showing you the second layer, and then I'll show you the fusing, and then I will add on some more color. All right, so after you fuse, you want to just let your medium cool for a little bit on top of your surface. And now I am using the unbleached titanium, and I'm just covering the lower third of the board. So I'm fusing the unbleached titanium on top of 4 layers of the clear encaustic medium. And what you'll start to see is some separation, and I'm just moving the heat gun around to create some fun marks. So this is where you can really play and have some fun. I'm using the ultramarine pale blue now for the top 2/3. And because there's so much texture built up from the first 4 layers of the clear medium, you can see the pale blue catching on some of that texture, and it's really beautiful. All right, fusing again, and I just absolutely love how this ultramarine pale blue breaks up on top of the 4 layers of the clear medium. It's so much fun. If you don't want this to break up and you want just a smooth surface, you will not bring your heat gun so close, and you'll use a lower setting. Right now I'm using the high heat setting, and I just love how it's making crackles in this medium. So now to create some more depth and more dimension, I'm adding 4 more layers of the clear encaustic medium, fusing in between each layer. I am using the Pan Pastel in Phthalo Blue shade with just a little palette knife and a sponge applicator. This is the Seth Apter Synapse stencil, and the important thing here is that your wax can't be molten at this point. It needs to be warm so the Pan Pastel can stick to it. So I usually just warm it up on a low setting with my heat gun, and I make sure that it's not molten at that point and that it sticks really well. I'm going to keep moving my stencil around on my piece of wood here, so I'm fusing in the Pan Pastel. You can see it move a little bit, but that's okay with me. It just depends on what look you're going for. If you don't want it to move at all, don't put your heat gun close to it. I am using another Seth Apter stencil. It is the Grunge Marks Collection Symbol Grid, just to create some differences and still using the same phthalo blue shade Pan Pastel. So now I am going to take my pan pastel and I'm going to bring that around the rest of the canvas. So I'm bringing it sort of edging out the entire thing, and then with a really soft touch I'm going to bring it on top of some of this texture just to bring that color throughout. I have a bird transfer here, and it's important to note that you need to make sure that your wax, your encaustic medium, is very cool at this point. Now you can see how much texture is on here, so I'm just really taking my time to make sure that these little details like the legs are really, really transferred. I'm going in some of these holes that have been created by my heat gun. So just make sure you take your time when doing this, and it usually transfers absolutely beautifully. So to make sure that the transfer is set, I'm doing one more coat of clear encaustic medium, and then I am fusing it on a low heat to make sure that I don't ruin the delicate transfer. So I'm just adding a few more stencil marks throughout the whole composition here. And then I'm going to add a little something extra to the top of the bird. And you'll see me adding one more coat of encaustic medium and fusing one more time. And that's it. I really, really love the texture that encaustic creates. You can do so many different things with encaustic. I love using pan pastels, and I really like to use transfers because they really lend themselves to a beautiful composition. So I hope you enjoyed this. Again, you can find me at janebelanteart.com, and thank you so much for watching.